Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk, the show where we look at all the rumours and headlines surrounding the potential moves of top players around the Premier League. Before we kick things off, make sure to drop a comment on your thoughts about the stories covered. We kick things off at Ellen Road with Leeds United and the possible departure of their Brazilian star Rafinha, who, according to Goal, has agreed personal terms with La Liga giants Barcelona. The 25-year-old is said to have been in talks with the Blaugrana via his agent, who is former player Deco. The Brazilian international has decided that he intends to switch over to the Camp Nou, regardless on Leeds' position of being in the Premier League or being relegated. However, despite having agreed terms with the Catalans, negotiations between the parties have come to a halt for now, with Jesse Marsch's side currently in the relegation battle and Barca attempting to fix their financial position in order to be able to make signings this summer. Per the report, Rafinha has informed Leeds on his desire to leave this summer, with a potential €25 million price tag should they be relegated. However, there has not been an official offer from Barcelona yet. With the player's heart set on leaving, will the Premier League side be able to do anything in order to convince him to stay, or will we see the Brazilian donning the Barca colours next season? Sticking with Leeds, they could be set to see the departure of another star in Calvin Phillips, if reports from Football Insider are to be believed. According to the story, the midfielder is said to be considering his future at the club, with contract talks between the two having stalled. The news of his potential availability has seen both Newcastle United and Aston Villa go head-to-head for his signature. Villa have been chasing the player for some time, having pursued him as far back as 2019. Gerrard has been looking at strengthening his squad this summer, with particular focus on the middle of the park. Newcastle are also firmly in the race for the England international, having enjoyed a stellar second half of the campaign. Seeing themselves eyeing up a potential top 10 finish, they view signing a player of Phillips' quality as a means of pushing themselves further up the table. Leeds had reportedly suggested a £60 million price tag for their main man as recently as April, and they may find themselves in a tricky situation. Should they be relegated, the club may be forced to cash in on potentially a one-to-wait star. Should they survive, will they be able to keep hold of Phillips? Let us know in the comments below. Heading over to Manchester now, and the Red Devils have been linked with Lazio midfielder Milinkovic over a possible switch to Old Trafford, according to Calcio Mercato. The 27-year-old has been in fine form for the Italian side this season, contributing to 11 goals and 11 assists so far for Sarri's side. However, there have been questions over his future throughout, after Biancocelesti missed out on the Champions League qualification for 2022-23. Further fuel was added to the fire after his doubtful future in Italy, with his head coach Maurizio Sarri confirming that the player will not stay in the country should he depart, as he was quoted as saying, "Speaking to the president, I have become convinced that Milinkovic does leave, and that will not happen easily. He will not remain in Italy." Lazio are expected to command a significant fee for their star man, with the report stipulating that a figure of around €80 million would be what they were hoping to receive. With the player potentially wanting to leave, numerous clubs around the continent are on high alert. It is said that Manchester United are interested in his services. However, PSG and Real Madrid also remain in the race for the Serbia international. Given that United are set to lose a host of midfield options, with Pogba, Mata and Matic all leaving on a free this summer, Savic would be a top replacement. Whilst United have been linked with another €80 million operation for Frenkie de Jong, it seems as if the Lazio midfielder has been looked at as their alternative option to the Dutchman, should he choose to remain in Barcelona. But what do you guys think? Who would suit United better, Milinkovic, Savic or de Jong? Kick off the debate in the comments below. Moving on to the Emirates now, where it is beginning to look increasingly likely that Eddie Nketiah will be leaving the club on a free, with interest from rival Premier League clubs, according to 90 Min. Having become a regular starter under Mikel Arteta in recent months, Arsenal fans have been holding on to hope that their academy graduate would re-sign with the club this season. However, as the days tick by with no agreement reached, it looks as if his time in North London is coming to an end. His recent form has been impressive to say the least, getting amongst the goals, which included an impressive brace against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, with Arteta openly admitting that he had been harsh early on in the season with Nketiah's lack of minutes. Despite his manager openly stating he's an integral part of his plans, it looks as if the 22-year-old wants particular guarantees over his playing time, according to the report. Having already attracted interest from West Ham, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Everton, he has also reportedly caught the eye of both Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean, this smells a little bit fishy, lads. Nketiah does have history with the Blues, having been a part of their academy setup until 2015 when he was released. This would see him later be picked up by Arsenal's academy, who would hand him his first senior start 2 years later. Liverpool are in the midst of chasing a historic quadruple. However, they will be losing Divock Origi this summer, which could leave the potential spot open for another player to fit into Jurgen Klopp's plans. With Arsenal still trying to convince him, despite missing out on the top 4, where should Nketiah go? Let us know in the comments below. Switching things over to Aston Villa, where the Midlands side have been linked with former Liverpool man Luis Suarez, who was recently let go by Atletico Madrid per a report from Spain. It looks as if Steven Gerrard is once again potentially going to reunite with a former teammate at Villa Park, with the Uruguayan having been touted as a potential option for his side. The 35-year-old recently concluded his spell in Spain, having not been renewed by Diego Simeone's side for the next season. Whilst the striker has certainly diminished this season, having registered just 11 league goals, he is still viewed as a top forward by those at the club, with former player Stilian Petrov labelling him as a player who can still deliver goals with the right setup around him. Suarez spearheaded Atletico to a title just last season, scoring 21 goals for Simeone's side. His prior form for Barcelona was also impressive, where he never scored fewer than 20 goals in a single campaign in all competitions. With Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins not quite living up to their expectations at present, the Uruguayan international could prove to be an experienced figurehead up top for Gerrard that could push his side higher up the table. He may not be as explosive as he once was in his Liverpool days, but with Villa having top creators like Coutinho and Buendia in the side, they could get one final hurrah out of the striker. But where do you guys think he should go? Would this be a good signing from Steven Gerrard and his team? You know where to let me know. On to our headlining story, and it is Chelsea who are looking to pull off a big double swoop if reports from the Daily Mail are to be believed. Chelsea's incoming new owner, Ted Boehly, looks to be making a statement at Stamford Bridge this summer, with the American owner reportedly looking to sign both Robert Lewandowski and Ousmane Dembele. The Bayern Munich striker has been one of the biggest talking points of recent weeks, with numerous stories linking him with an exit from the Allianz after a breakdown in talks over a new contract with the club. Lewandowski has been continually linked with Barcelona during that time, with discussions between his entourage and the Blaugrana having taken place. Although the fragile finances of the club means that there is still some way to go before anything can happen. A report from The Guardian has said that Chelsea would need to move Lukaku on to open the door for Lewandowski, something which will prove to be difficult given the Belgian's huge wage of £375,000 a week, and the fact he only joined them last summer. However, there have been persistent links with a return to Serie A for the forward, which could pave the way for the Blues to move for the Poland international. The story has also linked them with Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele, who will see his contract with the club expire in the summer. Having endured a turbulent spell in Catalonia, he seems to have turned a corner in recent months, topping La Liga assist charts as Xavi looks to try and convince him to stay at the new camp. With no agreement seemingly in sight as it stands, an exit is looking increasingly likely, and Chelsea seem ready to pounce to secure their services for the Frenchman, who could prove to be a vital asset. His 14 league assists for Barca would be a team high in the current Blues squad. Can Boehly pull this off though, and do you think Chelsea have any chance of signing these kind of players this summer? Let me know in the comments below. That's all the time we have for today's transfer talk though, guys. If we've missed out any other huge stories, let me know down there below. We'll try to reply to you. If you want to watch more Football Daily content, then click on screen right now. And as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.